Hi, I'm Olie and today I have a Halloween crafts video for you. So I will share all of the things that I crafted in the second part of October, and most of them are Halloween themed. As always in these videos, I will start by showing some of the projects, but later on I will go deep into the process, so we'll get to create together. So grab yourself a cup of something, warm and cozy, or your current project, and I'll keep you company. Let's start with these little things here. These are crochet bottles. They were super fast to make, actually. I think they make for a great prop for photos. So if you have some projects that you want to post on Insta, for example, you can always set the right mood with the props like these potion bottles. I also made this adorable little tray that's shaped like a pumpkin. Originally, the pattern is a coaster. I just added 2 additional rows that made this border, and now it's functional like a little tray for the clips, for the needles, for anything that usually gets lost in the sofa, Now it has a secure space and I have less chaos in my crafting. I've also sewn this apple. Do you recognize it? It's the poison apple from Snow White. I really like this design. I just printed out the picture that I found online, traced and cut everything. I recorded the process, so you will see it in more detail in the video later on if you would like to replicate this. I think it's very fitting for the Halloween season. Last fall, I crocheted a bunch of pumpkins. Some of them are here. I also, of course, needed to crochet at least one this time. So this is the design. I followed a pattern, a paid pattern that is in Russian. So I will link it down below, but you will probably need to use a translator to understand it, since most of my audience is English speaking. Then you probably have noticed this little guy. It's Sunny Sunflower. The pattern was kindly gifted to me by Little Forest Makes, or Amanda, after she saw my fall patterns video, and I recorded some of the process of making this little guy. And then I added this pumpkin to make him more spooky season themed. I think his overalls benefited from this addition. And I will leave, as always, all the links below, so you will be able to find Sonny. And then I have another guy to introduce you to. This is Mr. Fall. That's how the pattern designer called him, and I kept the name. You can have a hat on, you can have the hat off. I also added a little pom-pom, glued it, and I think it makes the hat so much more adorable. I also added wires inside his legs so he can sit and he can stand, and then he can dance. He can do whatever he wants to do, The pattern creator suggests to have him as a back charm. I, however, know that I will either lose him or the hat if I do that. Plus, I am not very comfortable thinking about him rubbing in all the public places that I go to. So he'll be a homebody just like me. This pattern is from the same pattern creator that the pumpkin is from, so it's in Russian. It's free though. So I will link it, and then you can use Google Translate or anything. These days, online translators are very good at even translating the patterns, so you can get it one way or another. But I also have a bunch of other projects I will share in this video that I recorded parts of the process of, and those patterns are in English, so I will link them down below. You will be able to find and recreate them, hopefully. And yeah, so let's get to the next portion of the video. There's a lot going on my coffee table, and I thought I could walk you through it and bring some clarity into my life as well. Here we have this maple leaf amigurumi drying because I glued its legs here with fabric glue because I put some wires inside, and it's a very small detail, so it was hard for me to stitch it to the main body without warping anything. And yeah, so I glued them, so they're secured now with the pins. It also has this adorable little hat, and I glued a pom-pom to it since I was already working with the glue. Then I was selected as a tester for this felt bunny. His name is Felix. Super cute, comes with different outfits, so I cut out the template. This doesn't belong to Felix. I need to sew him this week because, well, there is a deadline. And then today randomly I came up with this idea because the apple from Snow White has been living in my head rent-free for such a long time, and I just like, should I do a tapestry? Should I do something with it? I just really like the design, and I decided to make a felt ornament to hang on our front door. I like to seasonally change what we display there, and currently we have a little mushroom, and I thought since we're approaching Halloween, I could switch that out to something else. I think I'll start with the apple because it should be pretty straightforward. I'm going to cut out, of course, the main apples and the poison part, and I'll do it twice and kind of shift it a bit. So the darker color first and the lighter color. And I was thinking of gluing those layers on top of each other and then sewing that to the backing and adding some stuffing so it's not completely flat. So I thought I'd start with this project, and then if I have time and energy, I'll do the bunny. Otherwise, I'll do the bunny some other day, maybe tomorrow. Wish me luck. Here is my progress so far. I cut out the main apple shapes and this darker poison one, and now I want to adjust the template by cutting off the darker part of it so that the lighter color is a bit smaller, and this will create this kind of shade with the darker color, and then I don't need to necessarily like shift things. I can just place them atop and it will already create a perfect shade. So this is the plan, and then I will also cut out this little stem. Now it's time to untake Felix the felt bunny. This pattern comes with different costumes that you can decorate your bunny with. You can switch them out. I'm thinking of making a pumpkin, definitely, then a mushroom because I like this whole cottagecore aesthetic, so it will work for me, and a carrot just because it's adorable. The pattern also comes with a sweater and different colors. This is the front part of the collar, this is the back part of the collar, I think, and pants. I won't make those, I think, at least not for this video, because other testers have already posted their bunnies and many of them focused specifically on this outfit because, you know, you can customize it so much. I actually signed up to test the pattern mostly because of these ones, and this I will make maybe at some later date if I feel inspired to do that. For the color of the bunny, I chose this gray with like black incorporated in it. I thought it would just look so good with the orange and with the red, and again the orange. I thought it fits the whole Halloween aesthetic I'm going for. I mean, look at him. Adorable. Precious. Now I will work on the pumpkins. I think it's a pretty good size for this bunny. I wouldn't want it bigger because then it becomes a bit ridiculous, I think. So yeah, and then a stem like this. So this is what I'm going to work on right now. I will first find the felt that I want to use for the pumpkin. I don't have enough, no, of this one, So I'll have to look in my stash because I don't want the pumpkin to be yellow. I wanted it to be orange. So I'll look in my stash with softer felt if I have anything fitting. And I'll see you once I cut everything out. Okay, now to sew it all together. I figured out the size of the opening eventually. So here it is. I will also be stitching here to mimic the pumpkin lines. It's pretty straightforward, but I'm very slow, just like with crocheting. I don't know why, but I'm very slow at handicrafts. Maybe it's because I tend to be a perfectionist when it comes to it. It doesn't necessarily mean that the result is a perfection, but it takes much longer for me to complete something. I can't get over how cute he is. Look at this gorgeous boy. Isn't he the cutest in his Halloween costume? It looks a bit like the pumpkin ate him because I made this maybe a bit too big, but you know, it stays on. It serves a purpose, and I think if I would have made it smaller, it's not like it would look any different because it kind of depends on how much you stuff the pumpkin, and I stuffed it quite a bit, so it's like a pillow for this bunny. And now I will work on the mushroom. Same process, cutting everything out. I will cheat, however. I will use my trusty fabric glue to glue the white dots, and I don't have the same color of red because I didn't have enough of each, so I had to improvise a bit. Well, so it goes, but it's fine because there will only be one side facing anyway. Ta-da! Of course the hardest part was cutting out the round thingies, the spots, but they are not perfectly round in nature either, so it's all good. I would just make sure to put smaller ones on top and bigger ones closer to the bottom of the cap. And yes, this is also cut out. I'll glue this on, let it dry for a bit so it binds, and then I can proceed to sewing the mushroom cap. Also, I should remember to cut the opening. Just look how adorable this little Felix, the felt bunny, is. He's super small, but I made the bigger version. Still, he's tiny. You could easily use him as a brooch, especially in his smaller variation, but even like this, it's definitely then a statement piece. He has 3 different Halloween outfits. Let me dress him up for you. Looks then like this. Very cute, very festive. He also has a mushroom. Here it is. And this is a mushroom on him. Very, very cute. And finally, he has a carrot hat. And this is what he looks like wearing a carrot. And I embroidered the leaves of the carrot to kind of mimic how they actually look in real life. And I think all 3 costumes or hats suit him very, very well. I will definitely dress him up according to the season, so he'll be wearing the pumpkin now around Halloween. Then maybe I'll switch to the mushroom because of the red color and the fact that I'll have pops of red here and there because of Christmas. And for Easter, he'll be wearing a carrot. Huge thanks to Lisa for allowing me to test the pattern. I had lots of fun. I'm very happy with the result, and I highly recommend all of you to try one of Lisa's patterns, especially if you're new to sewing, if you would like to give it a try, and if you would like to start working with felt. It's a very cool material to work with. It's always a pleasant experience, and it's super versatile. Asleep in my contact lenses, so my eyes need a break, so I'm wearing my glasses. Well, I'm working on a honeycomb pumpkin. It's a very fun pattern, however, it's taken me a while. I'll now show you the project itself. I just wanted to stop by and, say hi, greet you for this section of the video. And now I will explain exactly how it works up and what I have left to do. So yes, here it is. As you can see, a lot of work will be put into shaping it as a pumpkin. I'm almost done. I have like a couple of rows left. Then I need to join these sides with a seam and create top and the bottom. Yes, this pumpkin is a bit more work than those where you just pull basically the top closed, the bottom closed, and section it with thread. This one is not going to be sectioned, so you need to basically create additional parts of it. It will all make sense once I actually do it, but for now I just wanted to appreciate the yarn. I think this tweed yarn is so pretty. It's also, I wish you could touch it. It's very nice to touch. Here is the yarn itself. As you can see, it has this little speckles, and I have a similar one but in a dark blue color. The color difference shows way better on camera. In real life they are a bit closer to each other, I'd say, in color. Yeah, I think it still works. So here's my progress so far. I completed the top of the pumpkin, and the bottom I will actually crochet with this blue yarn because that's the one attached to this side currently. And since it's the bottom, it doesn't really matter what color it is. But as you can see, because the top is black, it creates this nice effect, nice detail. It looks like the black stripes come from the top of the pumpkin, which I think looks nice. Well, now I'll crochet the bottom. So I've worked several decrease rows for the bottom, so I can now start filling it with this poly fiber that I have a full plastic bag of, well, not full anymore. And I came up with an idea. I have these pouches from IKEA. They are lavender scented, and when you squeeze them, they release the smell. And I thought, what if I like stuff one inside? This way it's an aromatherapy kind of pumpkin. I don't know, might be weird, but I'll try it and let you know if it actually works, if it actually releases the smell when you squeeze it. I finished this pumpkin, and it wasn't in the pattern, but I created this pumpkin leaf. I will link the pattern for the pumpkin leaf below. And these spirals, vines, I made in a similar way that I did them. I think I shared this for my pumpkin man. I also created a little spiral like this. You just need to put around 2 to 3 stitches of the same size. So here I think I used half double crochet, and here I used single crochets in each chain, and then the spiral just naturally occurs. So that's what I did, and yeah, I'm very happy with it. I also promised you to review if it actually works with the lavender pouch inside, and let me sniff it. Yes, it works great. Actually better than just the pouches that I keep in my wardrobe. Those I need to re-squeeze. This one, I think the feeling also absorbed the smell, so it smells lovely. Very soothing. I like the smell of lavender. So here it is. I am now working on these potion bottles. So I'm planning on making this poison bottle, then this sleep potion, I was thinking. Now I'm crocheting some love potion, and this one is bigger sized, this one is smaller sized, and this one I was planning, so the bottom is medium sized, but the neck will be a bit longer, just for fun, for some variation. In the original pattern they have eyes, so they're full-on amigurumi style, but I wanted to keep them plain, just to use as photo props, so they don't steal the attention, because faces tend to, pull attraction from the object that you are displaying. So yeah, I'll continue here, and then I was thinking of sewing on some felt labels on them, so this way you could actually tell what they have inside of them. We, aka me, are in a factory mode at the moment. Just look at this. It's a ton of stuff. And what's going on here? Well, I'll explain. Here I promised my friend Olie to make her an apparel glass bag charm, and she sent me a crocheted version, but I'm sure she'll be happy with a sewn one as well, because crocheting will take me a while, because I also need then to figure out the pattern. And here I already have everything cut out. I'll use glue, but I also sew this together with a blanket stitch and add some filling so it has some volume to it. Then I have these ones, and I wanted to make labels for them. I'll embroider a lavender vertical like this, I think, for this one. I will embroider hearts for this one, and there will be a small skull on this one. And I'll put the labels here to hide my color change. So yeah, on each of these bottles. That's the placement for the labels. And here is my embroidery floss, here is my glue, and you might be wondering, what's this? This is a piece I need to attach to my book sleeve, which I haven't shown you yet. I'll have like a separate mini segment on it. And here I have this, which I want to use on top of the drink to kind of create bubbles, foam, I don't know. I think it will look cuter with it, and this will be used as something that you use to wrap your bag charm around your bag. Here is my progress so far. So I glued the main parts of the apparel spritz glass. However, I will stitch the orange part to the glass as well. I don't really trust in glue, not today at least. Yeah, here is a little orange. And then I embroidered the labels as I wanted. So poison, love, and sleep. And I think lavender turned out the best. It's just a bunch of French knots. It's very simple but very cute. The hearts are cute too. Here I struggled a bit, but I think it's good. It kind of looks hand-drawn now to sew everything together. Also, I glued the butterflies to my wreath that I will wear as part of my fairy costume, and I also glued the butterflies on the shoes that I'm going to wear, like canvas ballet shoes. And here is the final glass. I think it's super cute. It looks good, at least on my bag. Hopefully she will like it too. I also embroidered a little sort of a name tag, so it has more of a personal touch. I'm happy with the result. I think it's very, very cute. Now I'll show you the other things that I made. And here are the potion bottles. I think they're also very lovely. I really like how the hearts matched the main part of the potion. Here I'm just happy with the embroidery itself. And this I think is a very quirky and has this Halloween feel to it, which of course I appreciate, and they look very nice with this pumpkin next to them. Since I'm about to travel and I'm planning on taking a book with me to read, I crocheted a book sleeve. I basically freehanded it apart from the granny squares. It's the same motif on each side. The pattern is by Kate's Crochet Creations and it's free. You can find it on her Instagram. Then I did some math and made it all work, and I'm very happy with the result. I also got stud buttons, so now I can make a ton of functional pieces, and I can show you now how the book fits in. Actually, I have 3 different sizes and they all fit. First up is the Pumpkin Spice Cafe book. I would say it's a very standard sized book, and then this part, it folds in, which I really like. I think it makes it look very neat, so it fits nicely. And if you are using a bookmark, then it also has space for it to fit. So 10 out of 10. And I have this bigger sized Britney Spears book. It's a snug fit, but because I crocheted in back loops only, this part and this top part of the book sleeve, it stretches easily and fits. So if you have like a bigger book, then it will also fit in. And finally, we'll see how the book that I actually plan on taking with me will fit. It's before the coffee gets cold, and I will also test it with the bookmark that I crocheted some time ago. And it's this tiny pumpkin, so tiny that the camera had a hard time focusing. So let's see. And here it is. The book sleeve is very roomy, so you could put basically a couple, if not 3 books of this size, and the bookmark fits nicely here, as you can see by the little pouch. So if you liked this idea, if you would like for me to write down the pattern for this book sleeve, do let me know in the comments and I absolutely will. Or if you're interested in a tutorial, I can also make one. Just let me know, and the base for it can be any granny square design that you like. This was it for me today. Hope you enjoyed this video, hope you were productive and did something, or did nothing at all and relaxed. Whatever was your cup of tea today. Next time I'll see you with a bunch of winter and Christmas gifts ideas, so get your hooks ready. Either way, I'll see you next week and we'll do something cozy together. Take care!